What's up guys, it's Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm here today to bring you this 2019 Maserati Ghibli. This is the base model. This one's gonna run you back about $75,000, whereas a 2014 would be about $65,000. Same torque, you're actually gonna lose amenities in the vehicle. You will gain some safety features in this model. So we're gonna go over a few of the details and how you can make your 14, 15, 16 look exactly like a 20 or a 19 model. So on this model, you're going to notice that the fascia is changed. They now have chrome inserts in the older models where there would be all in the bumper. So they actually add these plastic pieces here to put them out. The side profile is the exact same thing. Wheels, you can get the same as well. These are 19 multi-spoke alloy wheels. This one does not have the performance brake package in it, but you'll still get the double wishbone suspension, and you're still going to get that multi-link rear suspension in this rear-wheel drive base Maserati Ghibli. Now we're going to go for the start of this base Ghibli and the rev up in sport mode. So in this 2019 model, which is the same exact specs as a 2020 model, you're going to be getting 345 horsepower for the base, SQ4 at 424 horsepower torque, 369 with 428 foot-pounds of torque for the SQ4. Now, the major difference between this one and a 14 model is not a significant difference for the base horsepower and torque, but when you go into the SQ4, you actually do add about 20 horsepower and about, give or take, 20 foot-pounds of torque. It is a 3.0 liter V6 twin turbo. This is the ZF 8-speed transmission. So inside this Maserati Ghibli, this is again the base trim. So there's going to be a lot more plastics and a lot more pieces that you're going to see from other vehicles. Like for instance, the steering column. This is from Chrysler Town & Country. Your window modules, these are from the Jeep side. So unfortunately, there is a lot of Chrysler embedded in this vehicle. The infotainment screen, this is an upgrade, 8.4 inch. This is the MTC Touch Plus. But again, you can see it's very plastic and not really nice looking in the base model. Even on the dash, like rubber textures instead of plastic. A lot of areas that could just kind of make noise and move. Like everything kind of makes noise and doesn't really have good purpose. They did add a few things to this model, so they now have a roll knob, or where you can push to execute anything you need on your infotainment screen. It is still touchscreen, which is good. The cup holders are not the best. It literally eats your cup. So if you have a styrofoam cup or even these type of cups, it will literally put grooves in which if you keep going up and down, you might actually rip the cup open. Like I was saying, you just see all that rubber and plastic. You can get like a black piano or actual real wood, or this is plastic again. Those window modules that we were talking about. This is just an 8-speaker stereo system. You do get a 12-seat positioning with 4 lumbar support setting for both the passenger and driver. Inside here is also air conditioned, and it is basically a cooler. You would just switch this on or off. It has a 180 watt power supply here. This area here used to have your USBs. They now have tucked it away in here. What I was saying about the cups, you can see it just literally eats them away. These little plastic pieces, they're just very hard to do. No cover or anything, and you see it's just very difficult to put them in. Open this up, you do have USB, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Just slide here to put your phone away if you have a smaller phone, your dual air conditioning, climate control settings, your tri-spoke steering wheel. In the rear of this Ghibli, again, base model, so you don't get anything really nice or anything of that nature. They do offer heated seats. That's an upgrade. Very cheap, kind of doesn't even feel like leather. There's absolutely nothing in here, whereas if you get like an SQ4, you'll typically get some power outlets in here. 2 cup holders. I do kind of like the way they did the cup holders here. They're a lot better than a 14, 16, or 17 model. I believe 17 is when they changed it, because you would just kind of push it and it would open up like this, more plastic. This looks a little bit more classy. But the seats in the base, very firm in the back seat. This is basically the seating that I would be. So to put 3 people in the back seat is going to be quite difficult. 2 can fit relatively comfortable, although your leg is going to be blocking the AC vent. And again, back to the plastics, just rubber texture, and it's just all over on this base model. Not to, you know, take away from the brand, it's just when you're spending this kind of money and you're buying a vehicle with this badge, Maserati, you're expecting a lot more. And I just don't think that they really attacked for the rear end for this executive brand. Trunk space, as you're looking, it is relatively deep. It is just not very tall. So I think they really did execute a really good job on the trunk space on the Ghibli. So now we're gonna take this bad boy on our famous drive. So we're gonna put it in sport mode to start off with. The vehicle is a great vehicle as it stands if you're looking for a performance vehicle and something to stand out of the crowd. If you're looking for technology, it really lacks in that area. And then for the base model, realistically, it would be better you purchase it pre-owned because the depreciation in this vehicle is insane. If you were to get a 2014 with maybe 20, 30,000 miles, you can literally buy it right now for about $20,000 to $30,000. And that car was $65,000 brand new. Now we're gonna give this Ghibli a little go. We're gonna kind of put it straight before we go crazy with it. Kind of stop in the middle of the road like we do. And here we go, guys. Rear wheel drive, so stays on the road good when it's raining, gets up to speed good. No paddle shifters on this model, so you have to go into the Tiptronic more or less for the ZF 8-speed transmission to change the gears. Otherwise, you just let it change however you want it to change. 0 to 60 in this vehicle isn't the fastest. You're getting, give or take, between 4.5 seconds and about 5.4 seconds. They haven't done a huge increase from the models of 2014 to 2020. This again is a 19. However, the 19 and 20, the only difference is you're going to get blind spot monitoring, you're going to get emergency braking, you're going to get the 360 camera, you're going to get the pedestrian detection, you're also going to get the traffic recognition signs, which is pretty cool because that actually will show you the speed limits and stop sign. And again, rear wheel drive, these are the 19-inch wheels. It's not spinning. You get about 40 miles an hour in first gear. Pretty good. I mean, it is again the wow factor of the car. I don't like that it doesn't have paddle shifters. So if you are going to get a base, at least get the paddle shifters. You kind of need it. This is a Maserati. You're not buying, you know, a high performance vehicle that is not exotic. So get the paddle shifters and the stainless steel pedals at least. We're going to do another little turnaround here. Going to drop it into first. Going to go in the middle of the lane. Show you the wraparound. The torque is good. It keeps you. It sets you back nicely, and it just feels nice. It has a good little spit to the exhaust note. It does feel more of a V8 than the V6. This is a 3.0 liter twin turbo. I think it does a good job in the engine and performance wise, especially with the ZF transmission. Now we got this in the middle of the road. We're gonna just do a quick sport mode test. Gonna floor it, here we go. Kicks you back. Get that spit, very lovely. We're gonna wrap this up. Gonna go over the infotainment screen next. Infotainment screen, this is full touch. You also have the roll knob here, which you can also, you know, push it to turn on the stereo. The stereo doesn't have an on and off button, it just has a mute button, but pretty simple. You hit your navigation, go into maps, and you see the maps more or less. If you click the Maserati symbol, this will show you all of your features. It doesn't have swipe gestures, unfortunately. You have to just kind of hit that. In the base model, you will get heated seats. In the 20 model, you will get a heated steering wheel, so that's a big difference that you get more or less, and you also get the soft closed doors. Otherwise, all your controls are here. This one has the blind spot. This one, you can turn the screen on and off. You can turn your auto start stop on and off, and you know, you can privacy lock in different settings inside in this infotainment. Again, non-swipe gestures, but you know, you have the scroll here, or you can just use your knob. But again, when you use the knob, you see it turns the radio on, and then it just simply will mute it, or you can mute it behind the steering wheel. There's some buttons there. There's no on and off. This, I like that they give you the functionality of buttons, so you don't have to go into the climate control here. You can if you want. I do like the button structure. I just don't like that it's so much plastic. I do like that they give you this little storage tray for your phone. However, it's not really big enough for nowadays phones. It does have an auxiliary, it does have USB and an SD card reader, and then if you want to just kind of store it away, but again, like you see, it takes forever to open it. Don't really like that. I like how they put the Maserati badging here, but I wish it was more leather. It feels more like plastic. And then you got your button structures here. This one would be for your upgraded suspension. The steering wheel is the exact same as it's been since 2014. The odometer, same exact thing as the 2014. You do have some functionalities here when you scroll through this. You do have your different driving select modes, your fuel economy, trip. That's pretty much it. You got your auto start stop, which can be a good feature. I just don't see it really being a good feature in a Maserati. Reverse cam, it is actually really clean for the most part. It's not right now because it's raining, but you can see where they have the camera positioned. It's just not necessarily the best place because, you know, if you get water or anything on it, it just makes it a little blurry. It is still nice pixels though. The lines do move, so that makes it easier. Again, the 360 camera is an upgrade in the 19, but the 20 model, it comes standard. And as you're driving forward, it still has the camera until you go about 5 miles an hour. Thank you for watching today's